Hello and welcome to the Productive Therapist Podcast. My name is Uriah, and today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Kelly Fitzgerald from SavvyMarketingServices.com. If you're a private practice owner and you are in need of search engine optimization or SEO, she is somebody that you should definitely get to know. So without further ado, here is Kelly Fitzgerald answering the 10 questions. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Kelly Fitzgerald, and I own Savvy Marketing Services. I help private practice owners grow their business through organic traffic by optimizing keywords and their Google My Business profile for local search purposes, as well as training on best practices for blog posts so that they can drive additional traffic to their website. What do I love about my business? I really love being able to have the flexibility in my schedule. If things come up at the last minute, I can reprioritize based on my schedule and not having to ask permission from somebody else if I can do X, Y, or Z. I also really like the freedom to choose which projects I take on based on my current workload and just what I feel is a good fit for myself. For the job itself, I have a really strong background in analytics, having started my career in corporate finance. And I find that I'm able to take a really data-driven approach to my SEO projects for therapists because of that background. I have worked in several digital marketing agencies, and I also have a full understanding of the spectrum of digital marketing services. For my business, I specifically focus on website optimization, but I feel like being able to provide clients with recommendations and then backing them up with data, as well as over time showing them their results of their SEO efforts with data, is a great formula for the services I provide. What are one or two things that you always do the first 60 or 90 minutes of my day? I would say one of the things I do, I always have struggled with flossing my teeth. I don't know, that might be weird, but I always felt guilty when the dentist would ask me and I'd have to say, no, I am not consistently flossing my teeth. But I read the book Atomic Habits a couple years ago by James Clear, and I was finally able to build that habit in. In his book, he explains the process of habit stacking, where you build a new habit in to an existing routine, and that finally did it for me. So now I don't feel guilty when I go to the dentist, so that's good. My first drink of the day is usually a glass of water with a splash of apple cider vinegar and a squeeze of lemon. I don't know why, but I feel like it's really refreshing. My family kind of looks at me funny, but I think it's a great way to start my day. What is your go-to drink or snack for productive energy? If I'm really on top of it, I'll have made a batch of protein balls and have them in the freezer on hand for when I really need a quick snack. For an on-the-go drink, I'm not a big coffee drinker. I don't need to have it every day, but when I wake up and I'm feeling particularly tired, I'll grab my dog and we'll go through the Starbucks drive-thru and I'll order a chai or a hazelnut latte and I'll get my dog a puppuccino, which is essentially a cup of whipped cream. What does a very productive day look like for you? I've been experimenting over the years with how to organize my days to be more productive. I've been using Asana, the project planning tool, for quite a while now, for both business and personal project tracking. And although I really find it helpful, there's something about being able to physically check off a to-do item that I really find satisfying. So each evening I write down the 3 main things I want to accomplish the following day in a paper planner. And if I cross them all off the next day, then I'll feel like I was really productive. If I have a couple more that I've been able to add in, even better. What is my favorite way to rest and recover? I've always loved being on water. So paddleboarding for me is my go-to water sport. When I was growing up, I was on the high school rowing team and have just always felt the most comfortable and relaxed when I'm on the water. If I don't have the energy to do something physical like paddleboarding, I've been known to binge watch Netflix series. My favorite is The Crown, and I've managed to add in several more during the pandemic. Am I a PC or a Mac person, and why? I would say I'm a PC person. It's what I have the most experience with. At one point in time, I've had a Mac and liked it, but never felt so drawn to it that I had to never see a PC again. So my current setup is a Microsoft Surface laptop, and I really love it. It works for me. What is one of the best business books I've read? I would say hands down, it's the book by Donald Miller called Building a Story Brand. Business owners forget often to look at their services through the lens of their ideal clients. And instead of talking to their pain points and how their services solve those pain points, they tend to speak more about features and benefits and not really tell the story that's going to grab that ideal client for their business. The Story Brand book provides a really great framework for business owners to follow to be able to really identify that story and more clearly tell it to their audience. I highly recommend it for anyone that's struggling with their messaging. If I were a hot sauce, what would my spice level be? I would say it really depends on the setting. Typically in a business setting, I'm pretty mild, and I would probably scale myself at a 4 or a 5. In my personal life, I'm very animated and can get really passionate about things and tend to get loud. And so I would say that I'm more of an 8 or a 9. My son loves to say that I talk too much and I'm too loud, but he's a teenager, so I don't really take too much of that to heart. Where can people find out more about me and what I do? People can find out about my services and what I do on my website at savvymarketingservices.com. I'm happy to set up a consult with folks if they want to discuss their current optimization efforts. You can go to any page on my website, and at the bottom of the page, there's a button that says free consult, and go ahead and submit a form, and I will be in touch and we can chat about your SEO. Thank you so much, Uriah, for having me on your podcast. I've really enjoyed it, and thanks again.